Okay, Kieran, after a frustrating first half, we picked up in the second and we come away with all 3 points, a 2-0 win away at Tuffley Rovers. You said the league's your bread and butter. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, really difficult afternoon as well. Bottom of the league, away from home after obviously a really good run. Easy place for a banana skin, and they were really, really good today. Give them full credit. They sat in, they defended with their lives. They all really fought and played hard for their managers, and it was pretty much a tale of fitness in the end, I think, and being patient and keep knocking on the door. I think they were absolutely ecstatic to go in 0-0. You know, we've had 2 or 3 good chances. They've probably not had one chance the whole half, and then it was just a conversation at halftime about remembering what we are, what we do, and keep knocking on the door. We made a tactical change at half-time. Smed's come off and George come on his debut, and I think he pretty much changed the game for us. Really different focal point and dimension, physically really good. He hit the post after about a minute of coming on. He's had another good shot saved by the keeper, and that just sort of like feeds us with a bit of momentum and enthusiasm, you know, and you can sort of grab hold of that. And then I didn't think it would be too long until the breakthrough, and Pitty scored that from a really well worked free kick, and then after that they had a little 5 minutes and they went through and almost had snatched an equaliser, and that was probably their only chance of the game, and we were lucky with that one. He's dragged it wide, and that could have changed the complexion of the game. So not all our own way the whole game, but I think there was probably only one team looking to win the game, and obviously Tuffley, based on their league position, are just scrapping for points. So I think they were obviously happy for a draw. Obviously the balls weren't coming on very fast at the start of the second half, and obviously we went 1-0 up, and it was multi-ball system, and they were all trying to hurry the game up. And then Nikel scored an unbelievable individual effort to put the game to bed and make it 2-0, and then it was just about managing the game and seeing it out, which we did without relative aggro. So the back four, tremendous. Meat and drink, absolutely everything. Jeppo didn't have much to do, but the little he did do done really, really well. And I thought Dan Demkiff was exceptional again for us today. He's slowly becoming that figure point for us that everything goes through, and I'm sure other teams would agree when they've come and watched us and put scout reports on them. Obviously didn't get much ball in the first half just because of how bad the pitch is, and couldn't really feed him the ball, but second half we got him plenty, and he worked some real moments of magic to create good opportunities and chances for us. He won the free kick, I think, that led to the first goal, and then we took him off and just wrapped him up in cotton wool for the last 5 or 6 minutes and seen the game out. So I would probably say professional and routine, but definitely not all our own way.
You touched on the pitch just a second ago. Obviously, both teams have to play on it. But did that affect the way you came into the game today? Because obviously you couldn't play on the ball as much as you may like. Yeah,
I know we're a direct side, but we do like to work the ball wide and isolate fullbacks, which we couldn't do really today. Just because the pitch, and there's no disrespect to Tuffley, really good club, really well run, but the pitch is obviously terrible. Like, it's so bumpy, there's sand everywhere, the drainage lines are up. It's a huge slope, so obviously one half's completely different to the other in terms of when the balls were going into their box first half and we were going uphill. They're easy for them to defend. Second half, when we were going down the hill, you know, that we could push and get people in behind, and that suited us more. So it's one of those situations where I think they'll grind out points and start working their way up the league at home, because it's a really difficult place to come. And like I said at the start, they work tirelessly. They're really honest bunch of lads, and obviously going through a tough time at the moment. But I think if they continue to play like that, they'll have no problems picking up points, as I said.
First game back for Mark Cooper. A quick comment on his performance.
Yeah, just nice to get him some minutes before Brixton will train twice next week. It's important for him to test out his previous injury, make sure he's okay, and get good minutes in the lungs for him. Hugely important. Trustworthy skipper, leads by example every single time he steps out on the field. So yeah, absolutely ecstatic that he's got through 90 minutes before next week. So yeah, delighted to have him back.
You've played down the Vars. You've said obviously the league's your bread and butter, but you must be excited for next Saturday against Brixton.
Yeah, of course I'm excited. You want to be part of big games, and you know, Corsham haven't had many over the last decade or so, you know, and it's an exciting time to be a Corsham player. member of staff, volunteer, supporter, fan, whatever you want to call it. It's exciting. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But it was more important to me, like I said, after the midweek game against Mansfield, that we don't just become that team that gets us up for cup games. And that today was as pleasing for me as anything this season. Overcome a little bit of adversity in the first half, things not going our way, stuck together, come out, grounded out a 2-0 win in the league, and now we've got the week off, and then we'll look forward to Brixham.
And did you have a personal man of the match for this evening?
I thought probably Dan Demkiff. It's hard to pick one for the first half. Defensively, we were really, really solid, but I feel like they didn't have enough to do to warrant any of the back four collecting man of the match. Nath was pretty good again, steady, nice to get him back into a couple of games as well, but I thought Dan Demkiff's legs, trickery, creativity and work rate was exceptional today, and he was probably my pick again.
And lastly, after the Brixham game, it's pretty hectic with the fixtures. How important is our impressive league form going to be going into that really busy time of fixtures?
Yeah, and that's why we're looking to strengthen the squad all the time. Obviously Bathy's picked up an injury, Swanee's picked up an injury, Chrissy's still struggling with injury, so that's why we signed Alex Hallett, and we've signed Rob Hobbs recently. We've added Ross Lye in, and we've signed George Peer this week. We need to make sure that we've got a full fighting fit squad for the running, not just for the Vars but for the league games and the other cups as well. So you think today Mali was away as well, so it's opportunities for people to come in and get good minutes and stake a claim for their spot in the bigger games, but these are just as important as any. So yeah, want to make sure that we just keep up fighting on all fronts. So that's why we keep fitness levels up, and we'll keep the squad as fresh and as healthy as possible, and if we need to go and recruit more, we will. And I just want to reiterate how important every single player in my playing squad is at the minute. There's nobody that's not getting any minutes. People are coming in and out. Rotation's real key, and I think that's a credit to myself and Gilly and Chrissy and Fran, that we keep everyone happy, and we treat everyone with real respect, and always have conversations and let people know if they're starting or not.